I think magazines influence how I feel about my appearance in a rather strong way, unfortunately, just because they really do tell you what's cool, what's in, and I'm not a very rebellious, march to beat my own drum kind of person. So I like to kind of mimic what's in the magazines. And if I look like the girls, I probably would feel better about my appearance, my clothes, things like that. Which I think is the same for a lot of other people.
Personally, I don't think it influences me that much, but on a whole, on a societal level, I think there's a really large influence.
Magazines make me want to compare myself to the people in them and in the ads, and sometimes they make me feel really bad about myself.
Yeah, or in People, when you see how someone lost 50 pounds, you're like, oh, too bad I could never do that because I don't have a special trainer, and it's unrealistic, so it's kind of depressing in that way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
especially
a lot of pressure
Shape,
on your body.
Right? Shape is that magazine?
Yeah, Shape. Shape and
skinny
Self.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
In mainstream magazines, I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican. My race isn't really accurately represented, but there are certain magazines that are geared toward other Latinas. But in magazines, I would say probably the most popular magazine among our age would be Cosmopolitan. It usually caters to white females, but there are pictures of other races in there, but for the most part I don't really think so.
As a Jew, I feel like we run this motherfucker, so yeah, well represented.
And what about you?
Well, as a black woman, I feel underrepresented and oppressed. I mean,
Do you really?
People only love me for what's the word? I'm looking for vivacious? Is that a word?
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous curves. Well, let's look.
Yeah, let's look. Daniel Radcliffe, well represented.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
No, these are some.
Oh, this is
different races. Different races. We need to find one with different races.
Okay, but they're all white.
Wait, okay, here's an advertisement.
They're all white.
All white.
A particular one? I don't think there is one that is particularly, because within every race there's so many discrepancies and differences culturally, so you can't stereotype one specific race accurately in all film and media.
I haven't seen a commercial in a while, so I'm not entirely sure, but just because there are just so many cultural stereotypes regarding different things such as Asians with technology, or black people with hip-hop music, or I don't know, any of those type of, I'd say, white people in the banking society. So I would throw that out there. The most commonly used one, I'd say, is a white woman working for a real estate agent or maybe a banking firm. So yeah, I see that a lot.
I rarely see Asian American women in magazines or Indian American women. It's mostly Caucasian women in ads for clothing and makeup. And yeah, you don't generally see a lot of diversity unless it's celebrities or really well-known figures.
I absolutely think people our age are influenced by the ads that they see in magazines. I know some of my friends growing up had like inspiration books where they cut out pictures from magazines, like any teen magazine, like Cosmopolitan or any of those magazines growing up, and they would cut out the pictures of the models and make a book of all the skinny girls that they aspired to be like. And I think that's the media portrays women in a really unhealthy way. It suggests that being thin and being that way is like ideal and the most desirable, which I think is not accurate at all. But a lot of my friends growing up kind of bought into that and believed it, unfortunately.